This is going to be a video on 2.5 vertical angles and linear pairs. We should already know what those are because we defined everything in chapter 1. And so basically today we're going to learn the properties of those. And some of y'all may already know them. Okay, so this investigation has 4 simple steps. It's the linear pair and vertical angles investigation. So I want you to actually pause this video and I want you to try to do these 4 simple steps and figure out what do you notice about the vertical angles and the linear pairs. Okay, so go ahead and pause it and try to do this on your own. Okay, so what you should have noticed, it says to draw 2 lines. Okay, so I have my 2 lines drawn right there that intersect. It says measure the 4 angles with your protractor. So if you were to put your protractor Okay, so if you put your protractor, the way we learned how to use the protractor, your angles will come out a little bit different than mine because you shouldn't have drew your own your own intersecting lines, but it could possibly come out close to it. But when I measure this angle here on the left, it's about 47 degrees. So I'm going to move this and I'm going to label that one. So this one is 47 degrees. Okay. When I measure this angle over here up at the top, this angle, I'm going to start at the 0 right here and go 10, 20 all the way. So this one's 133 degrees. So I'm going to write that right there. So that one's 133 degrees. Now I want to measure the other remaining angles. So let's measure this one here. Make sure that grade is lined up perfectly on the 0. And this one is 147. And the last one so they did come out to be congruent here across from each other, 47 and 47. And again, you should have gotten different numbers than I have. Okay, and this is 133, and that's 133. So again, identifying these 2 angles over here, you should remember that this one and this one are what we call vertical angles. And so vertical angles end up being congruent. This one and this one are vertical angles, and those end up being congruent as well. If you now start talking about the linear pairs, okay, so the linear pair is this one all the way to here. What do you notice about those? One's 47, one's 133. If you were to add those 2 together, you should get 108 degrees. And so these are the main properties that you're going to have to remember from here on out. Okay? Linear pairs are always going to add up to 180, and vertical angles are always going to be congruent. So the first conjecture of linear pairs, if 2 angles form a linear pair of angles, then what do we call angles that add up to 180? Supplementary. So we're going to write, then they are supplementary. Okay, and then what do we notice about the vertical angles? If the 2 angles are vertical angles, then they are congruent. having proof right there using that protractor. So let's practice a couple of problems, okay, because it's a pretty simple objective, and like I said, most of y'all already knew these just by figuring it out. So the way we want to solve for x and the missing angle measures, these two angles right here are congruent because they're verticals, so we can set that up. 5x is equal to x plus 16. Do your algebra, for x is equal to 16 divided by 4 divided by 4, x equals 4. So we want to plug that back in. This is 20 degrees because 5x squared is 20. This is also 20 because vertical angles are supplementary. And then here's a linear pair that we said is always going to be supplementary. That makes this 160 degrees and 160. Okay? Over here we have a set of a linear pair. And so what you want to do with these two is add them up and set them equal to 180. So do your algebra. Subtract 10. 10x is equal to 170. Divide by 10. Divide by 10. X equals 17. So plug 17 in. 17 times 3 is 51 degrees. And then you know that these two add up to 180, so 51 subtracted from 180 is 110. So then we have both angle measures. All right. And this is just using algebra. Okay. And then lastly, solve for x, find the missing angle measure. And I didn't say solve for y, but I guess we'll have to solve for y then. Okay, but we're going to solve for y anyway, because I'm pretty sure it's 22. So the only thing that I see here that we can work with is this one and this one, and they're vertical angles, so we can mark them congruent and set them equal to each other because that's what the property of vertical angles is. So do your algebra. 36 is equal to 4x divided by 4, x equals 9. Okay, so we solve for x. Okay, so x equals 9. And we don't really have to plug it in here because this is already 40, so this angle is going to be the same. And then we know that a linear pair is supplementary, so that makes this 140, which makes this angle 140. And so the last thing that we should do is just solve for y. So 140 degrees is equal to 3x. We know x, because x is 9, so I'm going to plug in 9 for x, plus 2y. So we're going to solve for y as well. So 149 equals 27 plus 2y. Subtract 27. 113 is equal to 2y. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Y will be equal to